Shalom, giving all praises, glory, and honors unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahushua by Hashem, Kakudash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing, 144,000. Rest the hopeful elect out there. It's your brother, the priest Zion from GMS Atlanta. Back with another edifying video. Another Motb update. And this here, it says Texas is latest U.S. state to launch mobile driver's license as MDL momentum builds. Shift to digital licenses will enable more agility in identity documents data sharing. March 3rd, 2025. And so the prophecy of the Motb, which is a physical device, the digital implant, the infrastructure is well underway, and soon the implant will be made mandatory. Texas is shifting to mobile driver's licenses, and that's just a precursor to the micro C-hip implant that we here at GMS, we always speak on. We always speak on and go into these prophecies. And that's our main focus, not just rebuke, but actual prophesying. So it says Texas is getting a mobile driver's license as the tech continues to pick up steam across the U.S. and road signs point to large-scale mobile driver's license adoption ahead. And this is just another, MDL is just another way of saying digital ID. Okay? The digital ID, which is I always speak on, is pretty much all your credentials, government issued documents and data and everything else about you personally will be tied to a digital identification system, a digital ID app, and eventually the micro C-hip, the chip, the implant, the Motb will be inside your body. And that's what all this technology is leading up to, So Texas is the latest state to issue it. So I'm going to just skip around a little bit. Where it says the Lone Star States, House Bill 3426, says the Department of Public Safety shall issue a digital version of a driver's license, a commercial driver's license, and a personal identification certificate. Furthermore, the department may adopt rules necessary to administer this. So, and this is underneath the state authority, not just federal, right? Now, it says the law says a person may accept digital identification. Like I said, it's just another. See, in America, they say MDL. Overseas, they say digital IDs. But this is still a digital ID, right? A person may accept digital identification issued under this chapter as evidence of another person's identity in the same manner as a physical driver's license, commercial driver's license, or personal identification certificate. The MDL, however, cannot be used for identity verification when voting. And eventually it will. I mean, either it's used eventually or by then, they have the implant mandated. Because things are moving quick, man. Scar and Alizar, and especially what he's going through, saying that Yahushua will return and it can return any time within the next 1,000 years. These prophecies are moving, man. Okay? It says New York sees 200,000 people enroll for MID license program. An announcement from the office of New York Governor Kathy Hochul says more than 200,000 New Yorkers have enrolled for the state's New York Mobile ID digital driver's license since the program launched in June 2024. So this is the next step towards the MOTB, and across the different states in the U.S. Even here it says IDEMIA launches mobile driver's license in Arkansas. So everything is moving forward with this biometric system, and that's prophecy. Now the next article here: digital ID is a tool against poverty. This is out of Fiji, March 3rd, 2025. Fiji's upcoming national digital ID will not only streamline access to vital services, but also empower citizens by giving them access to reliable and secure identification. Deputy Prime Minister Manoa Kamika said last Friday during the inaugural meeting of the National ID Steering Committee. So Fiji is the next country to introduce digital ID. Texas is the next state to have their mobile driver's licenses. So when you see in the scriptures in Revelation 3rd chapter, Revelation 13, Revelation 14, when it talks about the mark of the beast and the hour of temptation and these scriptural prophetic points, we're seeing that world emerge right before our eyes. We're seeing that digital world emerging right before our eyes. And it's only a matter of time, as the scriptures say, when before these things are realized. Okay? Now listen, now check this out, right? This is let's see if it comes up. This is Newsbreak. This is what they're doing, right? This is out of Los Angeles 6 days ago. LA City Council Committee considers plan to microchip pets. And in a lot of different places, it's mandatory to put a digital implant in your pet, in your dog or your cat. And that's spreading across the U.S. and even around the world. So, microchipping is real. It's just a matter of time before it's mandated in humans. But before they put it in people, put it in humans, they have to have a viable, useful infrastructure set up for, people to use. So it says, in a bid to reduce the number of lost animals entering the city's 6 shelters and reduce overcrowding, a city council committee Tuesday will consider a proposal to require all pets be microchipped. The Department of Animal Services currently charges $15 to the microchip pets and uses grant funding to help cover the fee for residents who can't afford it. So they're pretty much giving it away for free. Oh, you want to, put a chip in your dog? Here you go. But at the door they charge you $15. But you hold out and say, "Well, I ain't got it." They'll cover it for you. And so all of this is because now they've been doing this for years. They've been doing this for years, but now years later it's becoming a requirement. It's becoming mandatory in different places. Okay, so like we said, this This prophecy is a process. All prophecies are a process, but we're getting closer. Okay? Now, this was something interesting that I saw. If it'll pop up, right? I guess it's a video or something, but I'm not going to play it. But this is a parrot, right? A parrot, a bird, right? Okay, so out of a vet shop, right? Lucky the Quaker parrot came in for a micro C-hip implant. So it says micro C-hipping isn't just for cats and dogs. It's an essential step in keeping all pets safe, including our feathered friends. If a bird ever gets lost, a micro C-hip will help bring them home. And they advertise their business, but this is also going to be not just for dogs, cats, birds, chickens, and ducks. It's going to be for humans. Okay? It's going to be for people. So this is the next step dealing with this prophecy. They're mandating the chip in pets, and they're mandating digital IDs. I'm sorry. Not well. No. They are mandating it. They're requiring it. They're shifting over. They're pretty much causing you to shift over to digital IDs and mobile driver's licenses here in the States and around the world. Okay? Different countries, islands, here in the U.S. So everything is moving towards this digital ID plan that the elites have, and that's going to include the implant, okay, in humans, not just in your pet cockatoo, okay, not just in Fido and Fluffy the cat, but in people, okay. So, it's coming. Oh, let's check this out. Did you know, right? Did you know about the first micro C-hip that was implanted in a pig's brain?
The first microchip implanted into a pig's brain was part of a series of experiments focused on brain-machine interfaces, BMIs, and neural technology.
And this is fair use, right? Education purposes only. Well, matter of fact, I got it paused, right? And it has captions here. The first micro C-hip implanted into a pig's brain was part of a series of experiments focused on brain-machine interfaces, BMIs, and neurotechnology. So before Neuralink and before these different companies were putting these devices in people's brains and having these human trials, they were putting them in rats. And the first one here was, because Neuralink, they put them in monkeys. But before that, they was putting them in pigs, an unlawful, unclean animal. So it shows you how the elites think about you, you people out here, man. You're just another beast to be controlled.
In 2002,
researchers from the University of Southern California implanted a micro C-hip into the brain of a pig to study how the brain processes signals and to help develop tech that could aid in restoring lost motor functions in humans. And now, in humans, the motor functions are controlled by your frontal lobe, your cerebral cortex, behind your forehead. That's the part of the brain that's directly behind your forehead. All right, teach you a little bit of science, okay? Your frontal cortexes, your motor cortex, all of that is behind your forehead. And that's how they're going to push this charagma, this digital implant, the MOTB, is through the miracle of the medical field and technology by having your paralyzed uncle or your blind grandmother, be able to walk and see and you know appear more normal. This is Esau's miracles here. Okay. Um, let's see here. The experiment was part of a broader field of research involving animals and neural interfaces to better understand how the brain communicates with the body, with the ultimate goal of improving treatments for neurological conditions. So they want everybody to see him. It says it was designed to monitor brain activity and send signals to control external devices. Later, Elon Musk's company Neuralink also began similar experiments focusing on advancing brain-computer interface technologies using implanted micro C-hips. And by the way, they actually tried this technology out on animals like bulls in the 50s, I believe. I believe one of the scientists' name was Delgado. When you do your research, you can look it up. Look up 1950s brain implant. And I believe the scientist's name was Delgado, and they was putting the device, or they was using signals like radio wave signals. Like the first experiment was in bulls in the 50s, and then eventually, later on, you got the actual micro C hip. It says, but those experiments came years after the initial pig brain trials. And now you're having human brain trials. And that's it on that. I just wanted to share that as well. The first implant was in a pig's brain. They're introducing mobile driver's licenses around the U.S., around the states. Fiji, another country outside the U.S., more islands. They're introducing digital IDs. So, yeah, man, the prophecy of the MOTB is definitely moving forward. And we're going to move forward with these prophecies. They're mandating your cats and dogs and birds and chickens. They all get these devices. So how much more humans when the time comes? This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience. And by the way, let's get the words in red, because this is Yahushua himself speaking. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also, Yahushua, through the Holy Spirit, Rakah Kodash, I also would keep thee from the hour of temptation. Who is he going to keep? The elect, the chosen. The hour of temptation, which when you look it up, the hour of temptation in the Greek, it comes out to the time of piercing, trial by piercing. So when they're going to pierce you with the charagma, the implant, the mark, the MOTB, that's the hour of temptation. That's where Yahweh Shah is going to keep his elect chosen, his chosen elect from, his elect from. It says, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And that world and that earth is speaking about everybody on the planet. All the major nations, all the people will be faced with making the decision to have to get the micro C hip. That's the great decision. So this is why here at GMS we're constantly getting on Israelites about pushing it, which Al-Azhar Zakar didn't really push the prophecies like that. They believed in in the MOTB being the micro CEF, but they don't really push it like that. They're too busy focused on the nation and trying to look good. This is why we get on ISUBK and IUIC and these different doctrines that aren't lining up with the scriptures. This is why the Lord set up the prophets in the earth to edify and bring out the 100% truth, to wake up the elect. Verse 11, behold, I come quickly. Oh, I thought it was going to come 1,000 years from it. Can come anywhere between 1,000 years. No, Yahweh Shai says, I come quickly. And to know he's coming quickly is to watch for the prophecies. Y'all ain't watching. Y'all too busy, Alazar and these guys too busy doing debates, and then this guy behind the scenes is too busy playing put the peg in the hole. Instead of watching for the prophecies of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So everything about this guys is just reprobate. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Hey man, hold to this truth and don't let no man take thy crown. Hey man, so with that, I'm going to close out. Hope this is edifying. All praises goes to Yahweh by Hashem Kakradash. Shalom.